Hello, everybody. Welcome to Everlasting Summer is the name of this game, which was released in 2014. I'm going to accept these terms and conditions right now. So made by Soviet Games. This is I'm guessing it's going to be another heavy Russian. There might be some bumps along the road with the whole grammar thing. So this game is a work of fiction, doesn't offend, insult people, epic, all the heroines of 18 years and old. All right, that's epic. A single mascot, animal or human. Okay, awesome. So I don't know much about this game. A lot of it is in Russian right now. I clicked English. Okay, here we go. Let's start a new game. Dear Pioneer, you are on the verge of wondrous discoveries. The doors of the most wonderful place live in the world. Our favorite camp, Sovianok, you have opened before you. You'll remember this session for the rest of your life. Welcome. Epic. My cursor is a crimson red. Turn down the volume a little bit. Music's kind of loud. I was having that dream once again. That dream. Same thing every night. But it's all forgotten in the morning, as usual. Maybe it's for the best. Only a glimpse of... I thought it said monkey.
It's a boy. Okay. Basically, monkey.
Haters wanna fight me. Hands clean, haters moving shiesty.
Only a glimpse of memory will remain, of gates, half opened, as if inviting me somewhere, with two frozen stone pioneers standing close by. What are all these buttons? History, maybe? Whatever. They'll tell us. And also that strange girl, who keeps asking me, what is your name? This is actually just your name, visual novel edition. Will you come with me? I will come with you, I assure you of that, madam. Come? But where? And why? And where am I anyway? Of course, if it all happened in real life, I would certainly have been scared. Well, what else would one expect to feel? But this is just a dream, the same one I see every night. There must be a reason. You don't have to know where or why to realize something is really happening. Something desperately seeking my attention, since everything that surrounds me here is real. As real as things in my own flat. I could open the gates, hear the hinges creak, brush the crumbling rust away with my hand, inhale the fresh, cool air, and shiver from the cold. I could, but to do that, I would need to pick myself up, take a step, move my hand. But this is a dream. I understand that, but what of it? What does my understanding change? Because here it's just like on the other side of the cracked screen of an old TV, which struggles to fight against static noise and strives to show its audience everything without missing a single detail. But the picture is getting blurry. I must be waking up soon. Ellipse. Maybe I should ask her something. The girl. What's her name? About the stars, for instance. Why the stars, though? I'd rather ask about the gates. Yes, the gates. She would be so surprised. Or better, why the dot over an I was called a title, tittle, but the dot over a J was called a superscript dot. Nice letters. As if they don't exist anymore. Still, what do letters... It's tilde, by the way. I'm not trying to be an epic language moron. Still, what do letters, gates, and stars have to do with this place? Because even if I'm having this dream every night, which will be forgotten soon anyway, I've got to look for answers here and now. And there, if you look carefully, you can see mage. This is just showing my lack of vocabulary. I need to start reading more thesaurus.
Magellanic.
Thesaurize. You can see the... So that's mage. The double L, maybe it's Spanish and it could be a Y. Magianic, whatever. Fuck. As if I'd ended up in the southern hemisphere. Ellipse. See, I know the word ellipse, but I don't know that word. In a dream, there are the small things that catch your attention. An unnatural color of grass, impossible curves of straight lines, or your own distorted reflection, while the real danger, which could put an end to everything right here now, seems trivial. It's natural, since here you cannot die. I know it for sure. I've done it hundreds of times. But if you cannot die, is there a point in living? I should ask the girl. She's a local. She should know. Yes, exactly. I should ask her about the owl, for example. One strange bird is. This is a lot of reading for this intro. I do not have water near me. Though it doesn't matter. Ellipse. I don't know why it cuts to black and then comes back to the same exact scene. Anyway, will you come with me? And every time I have to answer, it's the only way, otherwise the dream will never end and I will never wake up. Well, that seems like the obvious answer. Yes, I'll come with you. Every time it's so hard to decide on the answer. Where am I? What am I doing here? Who is she? Why are you not subscribed to Markapi on YouTube? And why does so much of my life depend on this answer? Or maybe it doesn't. It's just a dream after all. Just a dream. Show us girls. 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 Just start foaming at the mouth. Why is my keyboard all blurry? I must have done methamphetamines again. Remember that time you did methamphetamine? He's on 4chan. And that was the girl from Lazy Town. I can only imagine the thread that's going on here. Russians are notorious for, what, can I even read this? Chanru. Very difficult to read. The computer screen stared at me as if it was alive. I blink. Sometimes it really did seem to me that it was conscious of itself, had its own thoughts and wishes, ambitions, that had feelings, could love and suffer. As if our relationship, the screen wasn't an instrument. It was me who was a lifeless piece of plastic and textile. There's some truth in that, probably because the computer provides 90% of my communication with the outside world. Anonymous image boards, some chats from time to time, rarely ICQ or Jabber, and forums even more rarely. Blink. It's an old rotary phone, it looks like, over here. People on the other end of the internet cable simply do not exist. All of them are simply creations of its sick imagination, an error in the source code, or a kernel bug, which started living a life of its own. What is that? That is a lamp. Okay. If one looked at my existence from the outside, such thoughts would seem crazy, and a psychologist would surely give me a bunch of sophisticated diagnoses and maybe write me a doctor's referral to the loony bin. It's daytime. Show us the girls. Show us the girls. Show us the girls. Show us the girls. Show us. A small apartment with no signs of repair or any semblance of order in it, and always the same view out of the window on the gray megalopolis running somewhere day and night. Such are the conditions of my life. Well, of course it didn't start like... What did I just do? Hello? Fuck. I hit my scroll wheel on accident and now it's kinda took me back in time. Okay, we already saw this. That's my bad, fellas. I'll try to keep my hand off that scroll wheel. There we go. Okay, well, of course it didn't start like this. Left click. I was born, went to school, and finished it like all the others. I was accepted at a uni where I spent a year and a half trailing behind and struggling. See, here's the music. This is the show us the girls' music. I drifted through several jobs. Sometimes it was working out quite well, sometimes I was even getting decent money for it. But it all felt like it was not mine, as if taken from another man's biography. I wasn't living life to the fullest. It was looping over and over in monotonous circles, like in the movie Groundhog Day, starring Jason Blaha. It's just that I had no choice in how to spend my day, and every day repeated itself, the same vicious spiral, a spiral of emptiness, misery, and despair. For the last few years, I just sat in front of the screen all day. Sometimes there were menial jobs, sometimes my parents helped me. All in all, I was able to provide for myself. No wonder, really, since my needs are quite minor. I hardly ever leave my home, and my communication with other people almost exclusively consists of online correspondence with the anonymous, who have no real name, no gender, no age. So, in brief, a quite typical life of a quite typical antisocial person of his time. Kind of Donnie Darko on a minor scale without doomsday-related visions. Maybe some highly respected author will write a novel about me and will become a contemporary classic of modern literature, or I will write one myself. However, what's the point of fooling myself? I tried many times but couldn't even come up with a simple short story. I tried to learn many other things as well. Not gifted enough to draw, programming, got bored. Foreign language takes too much time. The only thing I loved doing was reading, but I still never have called myself a scholar. Perhaps I was an ace at watching anime and a grandmaster of lame internet jokes. If I were to get paid for it, I would probably be a happier person and a richer person too, but I doubt it would fill the hole inside me. This is a whole lot of reading so far. It's not epic on my vocal cords, fellas. Today was another typical day of a typical failures, typical life, and today is the day where I have to go to my uni reunion. Frankly speaking, I really don't want to go. What is the point? The time I spent with them was so short. However, I was persuaded by a friend, my former uni mate, and one of the few with whom I kept in touch other than through the interwebs. Now we're traveling to space, it looks like. Now we're back from space, it looks like. Now we be walking. Cars do be passing us by, though. We do be walking through the snow, and I can hear the footsteps of our little toesies pressing into the snow. We do be looking like a little Slav action. Got that beard going. Little anime girls over here. Alright, epic. A frosty evening. Show us the girls. Bus stop waiting. I never liked winter. Though hot summer is not my season either. It's just that I see no real reason to point out any particular time of year. It doesn't matter much what the weather is outside when you stay at home 24/7. The bus today was running so late that I was about to curse it all and spend my last few hundred rubles for a taxi. The idea of just returning home didn't cross my mind for some reason. Very, very Slavic, if you will. As usual, millions of thoughts flew through my mind, but there was not a single useful one to seize on. Such a thought that you could bring into existence, give it a shape, turn into an idea, and put into practice. Maybe I could start my own business. But where would I get the money from? Or maybe I could go back to working in an office. No way. Maybe I should try freelancing. But what skills do I have, and who would want me after all? When I was looking at the pictures on Steam, there were a lot more girls than there is right now. I suddenly remember my childhood, or rather my teen years, the time when I was 15 to 17 years old. Why exactly those years? No idea. I guess it's because back then everything was much more simple. It was easy to make decisions, so complicated now and so simple then. Waking up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. I knew exactly how my day was going to pass, and I was eagerly looked forward to the weekend. Then I could get some rest and have time for things I liked. Computer, football, going out with friends. And then at the beginning of next week, I'd take up my studies again. Back then, there was no such worrying questions like why, who needs it, what will change if I do it, or what will not change. A simple lifestyle, so casual for any normal person, and so odd to myself today. That careless childhood age. It was also then that I met my first love. Her appearance and personality have vanished from my memory. Only her name remains, like a brief line from a social network profile, along with the feelings which overwhelmed me when I was with her. Affection, tenderness, the desire to care for her and to protect her. Sadly, it didn't last long. Today, I can hardly imagine something like this happening. I would probably like to meet a girl, but I don't know how to start a convo, what on earth to discuss, and how to attract her. Well, I haven't met any suitable girls for a long time. But where could I meet any? Where can I meet one anyway? That's what I meant to say. The sound of an engine brought me back to reality. A bus pulled over. There was something abnormal about it, though. Then again, it doesn't matter. Only the 410 runs this route. My hair turned red/pink. I got on the mythical-looking bus. It's probably gonna take me to that summer camp I saw in the pictures on Steam. Never mind. Street lights passed me by. It's as if their cold lights spark inside me, trying to ignite feelings long dead. More anime girls, by the way. If this is what Russia's like, if they have billboards of anime girls everywhere, that'd be pretty epic. Or maybe not ignite, just awaken them. Because those feelings, they have been living in me for a long time, slumbering and waking up again. The driver's radio was also playing some very familiar tune, but I wasn't listening to it. I was watching the cars pass by through the fogged up window. Because people are always rushing somewhere, chasing something they need, stuck in their own little worlds. Why would they care about mine? They probably have their own serious problems, or maybe they have much easier lives. You can't know for sure, since all people are different. Or are they? Sometimes someone's actions can easily be predicted, but if you try to look inside of his soul, you will only see impenetrable darkness. Ellipse. The bus was approaching downtown. My thoughts were interrupted by the bright city lights, hundreds of billboards, thousands of cars, millions of people, anime waifus everywhere. I watched this light show, and somehow I got terribly sleepy. And then I woke up at that summer camp with all those girls I saw in the Steam picture. My eyes just closed for a moment, and then... Show us the girls. Show us the girls. Show... Alright. That bus looks like it has a face. Alright, we're hopping on the 410 in this intro. You made me drink my own cum, I'm crying. Tokyo Ghoul is this opening song. You made me drink my cum, and now I cry alone. Okay. Okay. We got Cryeb. Alright. We got Ahe. We got Cryeb and Ahe. Okay. Alright. We got Wyabra. I'm sure they're gonna have English names. We got Avuka, Anuka. we got Mookie. Looks kind of like an anime character. Okay, so there's more than 3 girls in this one. Okay, I'm assuming that title means Everlasting Summer. But we finally made it past that long intro, which probably had important details. Day 1, by the way. I feel like there's not going to be a clear best girl here, so this is finally going to be my time to shine. I actually get to find the best girl, because Marta was just kind of given to me in Mo era, so this time I'm going to have to work for best girl. We're going to go a little bit longer. I don't want the first episode to be super long, just a quick intro. We'll talk to our first girl, and we'll probably call it a day. Day 1. Bright daylight struck my eyes. At first I didn't pay attention, as I wasn't fully awake yet. On their own, my legs carried me towards the door. Semyon? Is that my name? Damn. Looks like I fell asleep and missed my stop. I'm assuming that's my name since it was up here. But there was no door. I looked around the bus and realized that it wasn't a good old worn-out Liaz. Instead of the bus was an Icarus model, a new one. I froze in shock. I feel like I don't get any of these references since this game was made by Russian people. How? What? Am I dead? Have I been kidnapped? No, I must be dead. I patted myself down feverishly, slapped myself painfully in the face a few times, banged my forehead on the back of one of the bus seats. It's clear, either I'm still alive or you can still feel pain when you're dead. But how could this happen? Maybe I slept for too long and ended up at the bus depot. And then what? Did they put me on another bus? I rushed out and took a look around. Greenery wherever I looked, tall grass on the roadside, trees, flowers. Summer. But how? It was winter just a few moments ago. My head was aching unbearably as if it was going to explode. Slowly I began to remember. A little flashback action. A long road running off into the distance. Forest, plains, fields, lakes, and forest again. I think I was sleeping, but then how can I remember all of it? And then, a gap. Some girl leaning over me. She softly whispered something into my ear. Then a gap again. Wonder if I should work on my Russian accents for this playthrough. And then I woke up here. Who was that strange girl? Or was she just a dream? For some reason, thinking about her made me feel better and calmed me down a little. I felt warmth all over, coming from the inside, mostly my urethra. Could it be her who brought me here? Then I need to find her, and the best place to look for her is away from here. I rushed to the left, then to the right, then stopped. Take it back now, y'all. Hesitating over where to go. Finally, I ran in the direction from which the bus had probably came. ... Physical exercise does refresh one's mind. Thoughts become clearer and it gets a little easier to evaluate the surrounding reality. Not my case, however. I was sitting on the roadside, wheezing and trying to ease my sore throat by gulping breaths of hot air. In any case, the run did its job. The fear withdrew for a while. Maybe I really am just dreaming. Though recalling my self-harm on the bus, I immediately rejected the idea. I am neither dreaming nor dead. A narrow road ran through the field and far into the distance. That exact same road from my dream. I must be very far from home. And it's not just that it was winter yesterday and it's summer now. It's the whole environment. Of course, summer is usually like this, green and hot, but here everything is not entirely lifelike. Everything looks like it was taken from the paintings of a Russian landscape artist of the 19th century. The grass is just too lush. The bushes are not like what the bushes should be. They're so thick that you can't see anything through them, like treetops, honestly. And the trees themselves. The forest was quite far away, but the trees looked as if they had closed their ranks and were just waiting for the order to advance onto the fields and plains. I caught my breath and looked at the bus, which was now barely visible. That was a good run. Fear overtook me once again. Those power lines. There must be people here. But what does it mean? In fact, that means nothing at all. Couldn't they have power lines even in hell? Roasting sinners over hot coals. That's so last century. I must have reached the point of no return, after which you should either lose your mind completely or finally try to understand what is going on. And while I still have a choice, I shouldn't pick the second option. I slowly headed back to the bus. Of course it was scary, but I'm not likely to find an answer in the fields or the woods, and this wretched bucket of bolts is the only kind of link that I have with the real world. I should carefully scout the area. Sovyanak means owlet. I guess that's a translation note, like I'm reading manga. A brick wall and its gates crowned with a owl sign, statues of pioneers standing on either side, and a road sign nearby showing the bus route number 410. The trip's taking a bit too long today. I smirked. A person may start acting inappropriately in extreme situations. Something like that is probably happening to me now. This place didn't look abandoned at all. No rust on the gates, no damage to the walls. Sovyanok. What could have a name like that? Judging by the pioneer statues, it could be a kid's summer camp. Moreover, it appears to be open. Of course, the simplest explanation, logically speaking, explains nothing at all. The strange girl, the altered bus, summer, the pioneer camp. Thousands of theories went through my mind instantly, from alien abduction to lethargic sleep, from a hallucination to a time and space shift. None was worse than any other, but there was no really way to pick a single one. Then it occurred to me, I can try to make a phone call. I took out my cell phone and dialed the first number from my contact list. But instead of a signal strength bars, the screen was showing a thick cross. Alright, there may be no signal in such a remote place. Though, I cannot be the only one who came here. Buses don't drive themselves. I examined the bus from all sides to make sure that it wasn't a hallucination. Bits of dirt on the bottom, some rust here and there, faded paint and worn out tires. No, this is definitely a very ordinary Icarus. Yeah, exactly the kind of bus which takes you to places beyond your understanding if you carelessly fall asleep. I gave a nervous chuckle. It came out by itself, sporadically, because this wasn't the place or time to laugh. But where on earth is the driver? I cautiously sat down the curb. Curb your enthusiasm. Besides the bus and started to wait. Is that how Russians spell curb? That's insane. K-E-R-B. The KGB. My patience didn't last long. My anxiety seemed to have reached its peak and I started to go slightly mad. In such a situation, anyone would have probably felt something similar. Aliens and parallel universes were gone from my imagination, leaving only void and darkness. Is this how everything will end? How my life will end? But I wanted to do so much. There were so many things that I have no time for yet. I'm just saying, in this situation, there's an open gate behind you to a summer camp. Why don't you go through the gate? Maybe I'm just retarded. I don't know. Okay, I was overwhelmed by the idea. This was definitely the end. But why? It's not fair. Surely I'm no worse than anyone else. God, why? Close my eyes. Open up. Please let there be a girl. There's no girl. All right. Tears were burning my eyes unbearably. I curled up and started rolling in the grass. Why? What did I do? Why me? But my cries were only heard by the speechless statues of the pioneers and a bird on a tree, which immediately flapped its wings and took off, crying out something in its own bird language, as if laughing at the idiot who dared to interrupt its after-dinner nap. I was left breathless from weeping and just lay quietly sobbing occasionally. This guy's such a quitter. Why doesn't he walk through the gates? After a while, I managed to pull myself together. My mind cleared up a bit, as if terror and the fear of death gave me a little break. All in all, if someone wanted to kill me, what is this all for? It doesn't look like an experiment either. If this is just some crazy coincidence, then there's probably no threat. Anyway, for now it seems there's no danger. The panic was soon gone. Of course, the blood was still pounding in my temples and my hands were still shaking, but at least I could think clearly now. Right now, there's nothing I can really change anyway, so no matter how much I think or how mad I get, it would only make things worse. Until some actual facts appear, there's really no point in making guesses. In my case, I won't learn anything by lounging about here. This camp, if of course it is really a camp, looked like the only place where people could be, so I decided to go there, and hardly had I reached the gates when a girl came out from behind them.
Yes. Yes.
Wearing a pioneer uniform. Now, as we all remember from the start of the game, all ladies in this game are 18 years and older, so yeah, just throwing that out there, fellas. And ladies. My logic didn't let me down this time. Then again, a pioneer uniform in the 21st century? And then again, a girl here? I froze, unable to take a step. I felt very much like running away. Running as far as I could from this place. Far from this bus gates, statues, and far from this bloody bird with its siesta. I have no idea how to save this game, but oh shit. Okay, there you go. I did skip over, it probably didn't matter though. Okay, now I know how to save the game, so I'm not like terrified anymore because I was like, nothing's working. Okay, we're gonna stop it here because it's been just about 30 minutes, and I want the first episode to be super long, and I don't know what voice to give this girl, so I'm gonna give myself some time to think about that. And when I do the next episode, hopefully I have a good Russian girl voice for her. And I hope you enjoyed this first episode of Everlasting Summer, aka I read in my monotone voice for 30 minutes, and we just found a girl after 30 minutes of gameplay. So, please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, help me find a girlfriend. And bye-bye.